Hi everyone, in this video going to cover real-time operating system versus embedded Linux. Real-time operating system offers deterministic, fast, low overhead control for time-critical tasks on microcontrollers. It's ideally simple, resource-constrained or safety-focused devices like free RTOS. Embedded Linux, it provides a rich virtual networking graphical user interface, and flexibility on powerful microprocessors suited for complex applications, for example, smart devices, networking gateways needing high throughput but with less strict timing guarantees. For example, two real-time patches exist. The difference between the real-time operating system and embedded Linux has blurred. Embedded system engineers, designers often face a nuanced choice where either the platform might feasible to their needs. The fundamental difference between the RTOS and Linux lies how they have handled time. So time critical task. So real-time operating system and Linux. If you think about these two platforms, the fundamental basic difference is the time critical. Based on the time, how they handle is categorized. And a real-time operating system provides guaranteed response time and deterministic behavior. But in case of the Linux, operates on the best effort basis that prioritize overall system. So real-time operating system doesn't give any priority, but it gives the guaranteed response time and then deterministic behavior. If you go with the Linux, it always choose the best effort basis and giving priority for the best efforts, best response in the overall system and over the time strict time guarantees. So this particular table summarizes the various parameter and classification of real-time operating system and then embedded Linux. As we discussed, as we know earlier, the definition for the real-time operating system designed for the deterministic and the time-critical applications, whereas the embedded Linux is a general-purpose OS adapted for the embedded system. The behavior, if you come to the behavior part, the real-time operating system is maybe hard, firm, real-time with guaranteed deadline, but embedded Linux is a soft real-time. As we know that if you go with the hard real-time system, definitely it's strict with the timing. Soft real-time system is the best of it. It's not recorded for the time critical. Response time, it's a predictable real-time operating system. The microseconds, it's a predictable time. But in case of the embedded Linux, it's a variable milliseconds. Scheduling, a real-time operating system from the definition, it's a priority-based deterministic scheduling. Whereas in the embedded system, it's a time-sharing best effort scheduling. Supported by the microprocessor microcontroller, real-time operating system is 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit. Whereas in the embedded system, 32-bit and 64-bit microprocessor units are supported. Memory requirement, real-time operating system doesn't um, consume more memory. It's very low in terms of the KBs, but in case of the embedded Linux, the memory space in terms of the megabits. Booting time, it's a very fast Millisecond in fraction of seconds, very fast. It's a time consuming, is very milliseconds. In embedded Linux, it's slow, very slow. Sometimes it take several seconds to boot. Power consumption. Real-time operating system consumes the low power and efficient at slow sleep mode, but in the embedded system is high power consumptions. Hardware cost, low cost hardware, high hardware cost. System complexity, it's a lightweight and simple. It's a complex system architecture for the embedded Linux. General purpose, sorry, graphical user interface supports, doesn't require any graphical user interface in RTOS, but in embedded Linux, completely featured general, sorry, graphical user interface supports. File system, simple or no file systems required for the real-time operating system. But in case of the embedded Linux, its advanced file system is required, right? Security, small attack surface, application specific. Here, large attack surface, and robust circuit framework. Community and ecosystem, limited and vendor specific. Embedded Linux a very large open source community. Examples for the RTOS, free RTOS, Zipsy, VxWorks. In embedded Linux, your code will drop open right. So these are really some of the examples of your real-time operating system and an embedded Linux. Best suit for how do we decide it? Which one is the best based on the applications, based on the critical time response. For example, if you want to control the motor, sensor, medical and safety systems, real-time operating system is best suit. When you go for a smart device, high complex task systems, complex systems, gateways, multimedia systems, embedded Linux is the best. So these are some of the major difference between the real-time operating system and then embedded Linux. Thank you.